wild season, to say the least. I got to ask, who wins on Sunday?
Well, this is what it all boils down to. You know, we finally made it to the finale, and certainly greatly appreciative to have a chance to witness this. And I look forward to Sunday. But look, I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs, 34-27. I got them winning by a touchdown, and I'm picking them for pretty much all the reasons why we picked them all year. And Patrick Mahomes, he's one of the top athletes in the game, if not one of the best quarterbacks in the game. And it's hard to pick against him. Picking against Patrick right now is like picking against Aaron Rodgers when he was like in his prime. I'm talking about year 3, 4, 5, when the man could really do no wrong. And that's where I see Patrick in this position right now. And then I think about a couple other things, but mostly, the Steve Spagnuolo and Tom Brady, that battle. Can Tom crack the code? I know Steve has had success against Tom, in the past on multiple occasions and once this season. Can Tom crack the code? Can Tom beat Steve Spagnuolo's defense? And Spags is one of the best coordinators in the game. It's one of the reasons that Andy went and got him. It's the reason why this team is at the top echelon of the league right now and why they win football games. So, I think my decision right now and what I'm thinking, it's not a hasty decision in terms of why I'm picking the Chiefs. It's the rightful decision. And if Tom can crack that code, then Tom will be victorious.
Go ahead. I know you got some.
Michael Vick. It's ironic that you said there's one guy you don't bet against in today's National Football League. It's Shannon's guy, my homeboy. And yet, over many years, studying, watching, observing closely Tom Brady, I always say, I've learned the hard way. There's one man in sports I'd never bet against, especially with the stakes highest and pressure greatest, and it's that guy, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. I think this game is going to be much lower scoring than most people think. I'm going Tampa Bay 23-20, and this game is going to boil down to Brady playing keep away from Mahomes and the Bucs defense playing take away from Mahomes, because this Bucs defense, very quietly, led the whole National Football League in takeaways. That's what they do best. They disrupt. They bring heat on the quarterback. And now that Mahomes is down both starting tackles, the whole line is just beat all to hell to me. You got backups everywhere. Andy kept saying this week, well, we have our offensive linemen practice at every position so they can mix and match fine. I got that. I'm sure they'll be credible on Sunday night.
But you need to be more than credible against JPP.
That's what I'm saying. But I think they'll do the best they can with what they have. But it won't be enough, because Vita Vea is back, and he is a force in the middle of that front, and he can just wreck the middle of the pocket. Sue is still, he's not what he used to be, but he's still pretty good, and he'll have 2 or 3 big rushes in the game. And JPP and Shaq Barrett can just fly with force off the edge. And I think Patrick's going to be under more fire than he's ever been, certainly in any playoff game. And I believe that's going to lead to some desperate mistakes. And I think this defense seizes mistakes the way no defense in pro football this year has. So I think they're going to turn it over 3 times. I'm not sure how, maybe via interception, maybe sack fumble, maybe catch fumble. But I think there are going to be 3 turnovers in this game. And I think Brady will not turn the ball over the way he did twice in the third quarter of that November 29th game at Tampa. And he's going to be just vintage, classic, masterpiece Brady, long drives, ball control. They lost the time of possession on November 29th, 37 minutes to 21. You can't do it that way this time with both your safeties iffy to play the game. So if they can keep the ball away from Mahomes, which I think they will, I think you'll see a lower scoring battle. And I think Brady will have his 7th game-winning drive in the fourth quarter of Super Bowls, or overtime of Super Bowls, to win his 7th ring with a late field goal, 23-20 Bucs.
Well, you make a good point, but here's the thing, Skip. When I look at these teams, I believe Tampa has the better of the 2 running teams. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has had a game here or there, Skip, where he ran the ball, got over 100 yards. He opened against the Texans, ran great. Remember, he went to Buffalo. I think it was a Thursday or something game. He played an unbelievable game. But for the most part, there's a reason he went out and signed Le'Veon Bell. Because for whatever reason, he wasn't being able to get it done consistently. The question is, who is going to be able to run the ball the best? Because at some point in time, Skip, you get a lead, you know, hey, let's run the football. That, even though they didn't run the football last time, Skip, they threw the ball for the first down. Remember Tyreek? They rolled Patrick Mahomes and they threw for it.
Yeah, but it was a scramble play. It was a roll. I mean, it was a roll.
Yeah, it was a roll. Yeah.
Play.
So for me, I'm looking at two things, Mike. Which team can get the ball once they get into the red zone, can cash touchdowns instead of field goals? Kansas City did a great job last 2 weeks ago against Buffalo. Once they got the ball into the red zone, they got the ball in the end zone. But if you look at what Tampa has done against Washington, against New Orleans, against Green Bay, when they got that ball into the red zone, they made them settle for field goals. That's the difference. If Aaron Rodgers cashes one of those, Skip, we might be having a different story.
Agreed.
So the question is, when either team gets into the red zone, who's going to bolt their back the stiffest and says, okay, you either get 3 or you get nothing, but you're not getting the ball in the end zone. And also, Shaq Barrett and JPP. You got to block them, Skip. It's simple as that. Because if they can get home with 4 without sacrificing that back end, it's going to be a long day for Kansas City. But I got the Chiefs winning 38-34 because I believe it's going to be a shootout because I don't love either defense. I think that they're solid. They can make plays in timely situations. But I think with the momentum, Skip, because what happens in a game like this, a team will score, and then somebody go 3 and out, and the momentum will swing, and then you'll run off 10, 14 points, 17 points, and then the other team will get the momentum, and they'll run off some points. And so I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a very, very high-scoring game. I believe both guys are going to go over 300-plus yards passing. I know, Skip, you don't believe that.
I do not.
But I believe both guys are going over 300.
Just keep an eye out on Kansas City's pace of play, opening up the game. Like, if you think that Andy's going
no, he probably no huddle.
Allow Patrick to just sit in that pocket and have call plays, so he just sitting and you know, got long developing routes. You know,
he gonna put him on the move. Mistaken. You know, he gonna put him on the move.
Guys are gonna be on the move. It's gonna
especially
be
early.
Misdirection. Man, trust me, he knows how to negate pressure. The one thing we always talked about is negating pressure and how to take it away. Now, I won't sit here and talk about what the game plan could be, because I know both teams may be watching. We want this to be equal and fair and square. Even Steven all across the board. But the man know how to negate pressure. I'm not saying that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't know how to do the same on the other side. But, you know, I think what it's going to all come down to is who get guys moving in space, what defense can run from sideline to sideline, and who can capitalize on third downs on both sides of the ball.
Wait, Michael, are you suggesting you have inside information from your former coach, Andy Reid?
Nah, I stay out of the way during the season. You know, this is his time, not mine.
Skip, also, if you look at, we talked about this yesterday, about what Kansas City did to Tampa, is that the pressure that they brought, but they caught them by surprise. The element of surprise, because that's not what
48%.
That's not what Kansas City normally do.
Okay.
And so and Tampa took the other approach. They normally blitz and say, "Nah, we just gonna sit this thing back." Okay. Now somebody's gonna have to get out of character.
Okay.
Somebody's gonna have to do something that they didn't do before in order to hope for a different result. Because Kansas City started out dialing up pressure, and it bothered Tom early. And you heard Cam Jordan. You got to get that pressure early. You got to get people nipping at his feet. Even if you don't get him on the ground, you got to let him know that you're there. Because if he gets comfortable, man, if he put them Ugg shoes on and get that old nice big old house coat on and he get comfortable on you,
look out.
You're in a heap of trouble.
Okay, I also think the Brady offense will play completely out of character and try to catch Kansas City and Spagnuolo by surprise, because what did they do best? It was no risk it, no biscuit.
Right.
Tom Brady led this league with 36 big-time throws during the regular season. That's 20-plus yard completions. He led this league in the playoffs in 20-plus yard completions. I say they dial it back down. I say Tom will be the driving force to say, let's try to control the ball. We'll take a shot here or there, but let's try to get AB open underneath. Let's try to hit Cameron Brate more. Let's try to hit Mike Evans on shorter routes, on quick turn-in routes. Let's make Leonard Fournette, the centerpiece of our game plan. Let's run him more. Let's flip it to him more because he does catch the ball, and he's been coming alive as a receiver for Tom Brady.
That's why I'm going to be surprised, Mike, if Spags starts the game off dialing up pressure because the element of surprise is no longer there. Tom Brady and Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich says, okay, this is what they gave us this time. We didn't anticipate this kind of pressure, but if they do it this time, this is where we're going to go. So they've kind of built their offense around hoping to get pressure early. I'm going to feel it out. And now if I can't get home with 4, I'm going to have no choice but to bring an extra guy. But I'm not going to start off and give Tom Brady, play right into his hands because he's expecting me to come. Once you lose the element of surprise in football, it's over.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Tom needs to be expecting what he's seen, from previous meetings between him and Spags. That's all I can say.
All right, Mike. Well, you are sticking with the Chiefs, but you're also going to stick around because we have plenty more to talk about, specifically Tom Brady and what he's been doing. But, guys, Terry Bradshaw is giving away another $250,000 in the Super 6 Super Bowl contest this weekend. So download the Fox